This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/iHeart. Greenlight.com/iHeart.
At Designer Shoe Warehouse, we believe that shoes are an important part of, well, everything.
From first steps to first dates, from all-nighters to all-time personal bests.
From building pillow forts to building a life.
For all the big and small moments that make up your whole world, DSW is there. And we've got just the shoes. Find a shoe for every you from brands you love at brag-worthy prices at your DSW store or DSW.com.
It is at PatMick2626, at PatMick2626. And before we narrowcast, because I do want to narrowcast for a second.
Okay.
Get at least 1 point at Anaheim tomorrow night. And you
at home.
Right. And you get at least 1 point.
Yep.
And you guarantee the Las Vegas Golden Knights for round number 1.
Right.
Now, that's great. But it's like at first blush, and the alternative Winnipeg, it ain't much better.
Nope. Although we'll see if a key injury to Winnipeg yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who?
Nikolai Ehlers.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Went off in a lot of pain. And actually, I believe I didn't see the play, but I think he ran into an official.
Yeah.
On the ice, they collided or something. And
they've been telling Von Helleman to get out of the way for about 35 years, and he still just clips.
Yeah. Remember when Jim Schoenfeld, the coach of the
Blues?
Of the New Jersey Devils, as he was very, very upset with the official, and he told Don Koharski, have another donut?
Yes! I always love that one. I always love that one. God. Do that in 2025. Not only are you canceled, you're fined $125,000 and admonished on social media.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I got off.
No, we're good. That's great. Okay. It's get a point. It's just when you think about it at first blush, and it's our lot in life, and making the postseason beats the alternative. Get a point versus a minimum a point versus the Anaheimers.
And you might need that point, though.
And get the Vegas Golden Knights, who have beaten the Wild 14 of the last 19. So, I mean, with Winnipeg and the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars, they've run up some fat numbers against the Wild now over the last 3.5 seasons. So it's our lot in life, and good morning.
Yeah, good morning. But so be it. You're in. Guess what? Other teams would love to play either one of those teams.
Agreed.
And by the way, what my understanding is, if they open with Winnipeg, it will be Saturday. If they open at Vegas, it will be Sunday. That's what I'm hearing right now, so we'll see.
I just want to narrowcast for a second to lay on my own therapeutic Davenport of love.
Sure.
Masters.
Congratulations.
Screw you, man. Seriously.
Why?
Because you ran me down for second in our Kevin and Gore created Masters poll.
I was down 10 strokes.
Mick, that sucks because it's tax season.
What'd you do to me on
Seriously.
Saturday? You ruined my day Saturday.
When I woke up Sunday morning with 3 guys on the leaderboard, including Rory McIlroy, and an 8-stroke lead over Bruce the Oracle Meyer, I was adding up the money for Uncle Sam on Tuesday.
I was
And then you ran me down for second.
That's the only reason I'm in here today. I would have given you the Heisman.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I had that 8-stroke lead with Rory Connors and a surging Zach Johnson. And I got run down by Bruce the Oracle Meyer because of Matsuyama's -6.
Can I?
Absolutely no pressure on those guys, by the way, at Augusta playing in the morning before the lights are bright and the cameras are on and everything. Is Matsuyama always like that? Like when it's pressure filled, nothing, but when there's no pressure, -6.
Well, can I just dig it a little deeper into that wound with you?
Sure.
The reason why I beat you actually happened on Friday when my guy, Nicky Dunlap, who shot 90 in the first round.
I'm aware.
18 over.
I'm aware. What? He was 18 over in a round at a major? Seriously, Tockett?
And he came back and was one of my guys on Friday.
Yeah.
That one stroke.
Yeah. No, I understand
Nicky Dunlap.
Honey, I understand that. Harris English got you the money yesterday, not Nicky Dunlap.
How about that? 4 in a row.
No, screw Harris English, okay? You ran me down for second. It's tax season. Your president zapped me again this year.
I went into the day thinking, okay, I got, I can
I'm
say...
I'm surprised you even watched with that crap team you drafted. Yes!
Obviously, it was one stroke better than you.
It was. I had 3 guys on the leaderboard, and I got run down for second.
But I went in thinking, okay, congratulations, PA, I love you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I didn't respond.
You didn't respond.
Of course not.
Okay, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll save face with Bryson.
Yeah.
My worst guy on Sunday.
And he does the moonwalk. Well, that's okay. We both scooped. We both collected.
Hey,
but
we should be
I was set for a double collection.
Why are we fighting like this?
Well, because it's tax time tomorrow.
Did we both end up on the plus side?
Yes, but it would have they just get.
Do we
second
both have to pay
so
for our entry
much.
fees going forward?
No, we don't. By the way, what a day for golfing and sports fans
it was
alike.
Fabulous.
Rory up and down. Who knew? And Rose charging late with Aberg Oberg, Connors, and DeChambeau. DeChambeau's doing the moonwalk, and a playoff is required.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal yesterday, and I'm not even a golf guy per se.
And you kind of wanted both guys to win, Justin Rose and Rory, for different reasons. Rose has never won the Masters. He's 46 years old. Would have been the oldest player to ever win the Masters.
That's what Cotton John thought, too.
Yeah.
My next-door neighbor, we're in the playoff together, yelling out of windows at each other, screw you!
Clean my yard.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what he should have been.
And then Rory, to complete the triple, or the slam. The slam, the grand slam.
The slam. Yeah. By the way,
I'm thinking Triple Crown, and that's coming up. At the end of the month.
Goody. That's going to be a text at 2:15 in the afternoon, first Saturday in May. Hey, can you make these 19 bets for me for $285? Yeah, just everybody rolls.
Yeah, I got time for that. I'm only calling a race.
Lastly here.
I'm sorry.
Because you watch more than me.
Yeah.
I think it got Tiger loud at the end there for the Irishman, didn't it?
Oh.
I mean, with the Rory.
Everybody knew, and it was his 11th.
That was
time.
the bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why he's so beloved. Because they just wanted him to get over the hump.
He's a good guy too, and he seems to do some good things, and I think he's well liked by everybody, and good for him.
Pat Micheletti at Pat Mick 2626.
He's about 5'5" too.
Is he?
Oh no, he's like 5'7", 5'8".
So what's that mean? Well, short people can't golf?
No.
Okay.
Do you see how far he hits it? It is.
Yeah, I was quite aware.
Yeah.
When we return, Western Michigan, though, and Z Boyum is going to jump into the mix. That's quite exciting.
What a godsend.
It's Pat Micheletti at Pat Mick 2626. Here comes Nordo with the cash thing.
The Fan, along with BigDeck.com, want to give you a chance to put $1,000 in your hand with the National Cash Contest. Go to KFAN.com, enter the keyword cash. You might win some, $1,000. with the keyword cash at KFAN.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Meaningful Beauty, the famed skincare brand created by iconic supermodel Cindy Crawford. It's her secret to absolutely gorgeous skin. Meaningful Beauty makes powerful and effective skincare simple, and it's loved by millions of women. It's formulated for all ages and all skin tones and types, and it's designed to work as a complete skincare system, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. I recommend starting with Cindy's full regimen, which contains all 5 of her best-selling products, including the amazing youth-activating melon serum. This next-generation serum has the power of melon leaf stem cell technology. It's melon leaf stem cells encapsulated for freshness and released onto the skin to support a visible reduction in the appearance of wrinkles. With thousands of glowing 5-star reviews, why not give it a try? Subscribe today and you can get the amazing Meaningful Beauty system for just $49.95. That includes our introductory 5-piece system, free gifts, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. All of that available at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Catch the new Hulu original comedy, Mid-Century Modern, from the creators of Will and Grace, executive producer Ryan Murphy, and director James Burrows. When 3 best friends move in together, Palm Springs will never be the same. Bunny, Jerry, and Arthur are already close friends. But when they decide to live together, it's a new chapter with a new family. And speaking of family, don't forget Bunny's mom, Sybil, who's along for the ride. Whether it's a trip to Fire Island or a local congresswoman with a wild side, these roomies know how to do it with style. They're fun, they're fabulous, and they're turning life's lemons into spiked lemonade. So shake up a batch of cocktails, relax by the pool, and get ready for some serious shade. A new comedy with heart, soul, and sass. Mid-Century Modern stars Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lee Graham, and Linda Lavin. All episodes of Mid-Century Modern are now streaming on Hulu.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out. Indecision. Overthinking. Second-guessing every choice you make. In. Plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out. Beige on beige on beige. In. Knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woo-hooer, a hand clapper, a high-fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you chatted with Pat Firstweiler lately?
I haven't. I ran into him in Fargo.
Wow, so you know who he is?
Oh, yeah, I know Pat. Yeah,
really?
I've known him for a long time. Yeah.
Western Michigan hockey coach. Where?
He was from the city that you were in over the weekend.
Rochester.
Correct.
He's Minnesotan.
Yes.
Well, state of hockey just has tentacles that are unstoppable.
It's ridiculous, yeah. And what a great job he's done with that program.
Let me try this then.
Okay.
Anyway, so how's Owen Michaels? Chatted with him lately?
I don't know Owen Michaels. I've obviously seen him play in the flesh.
So you know the name.
But back-to-back national championships.
What are you talking about? Oh, he transferred?
From Denver.
Rob. Okay, well, I'm so glad you said this. Pat Micheletti at Pat Mc 2626. Let's skip ahead a couple of questions here. Any idea how much the portal and NIL helped Western Michigan to a title? I was guessing not much. And the reason I bring it up is because it's all the rage, man. I mean, this Tennessee quarterback over the weekend, volunteers, eyeball him and like, we ain't giving you that NIL. And he's like, okay, then I'm leaving. Then they call his bluff and he leaves.
You know what? Yeah, the
transfer portal
the college
sucks.
It is horrible. But let me tell you something. And I have this fight with people sometimes. Mm-hmm. And, the college football, the college basketball, when you see the money, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
I know.
I've heard outlandish amounts of money being thrown around in hockey. And all I ask is show me the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Show me.
So you're just hearing and you're questioning the validity.
I 100%.
Okay, so Owen Michaels scores 2 massive goals to win the national championship for Western Michigan. So he's just the name, okay?
Yeah, he's just the name.
Owen Michaels, let's say Stryker Corporation from Kalamazoo.
Stryker's right there, yeah.
Opted to give him $250,000, okay? Yeah, right.
Right.
So, but again, show me the receipts, right?
Yes.
But what does it benefit anybody?
No.
Maybe an agency, though, to say, we got this guy $250, we got that guy $90.
That's what it does. That's what it does.
Well, why is it bugging
and all
you?
of college sports is being run by
you?
agents.
Because you played in an age when they paid in nickels and dimes?
No kidding, right? Jeez.
Oh, they paid, you're saying?
I wish.
Ganglegate, 99.
Shh, no.
This week, Ganglegate, 62.
I had to work at a car dealership in the summers and a warehouse.
Right.
So, and those kids can't work anymore. That's another story.
I got you.
But no, I see outlandish figures being thrown around in hockey, and I haven't seen it, and I have been around all of these things all season.
So in other words, you don't know the answer to the question.
I don't.
So like Owen Michaels,
zero from what I'm hearing.
DU.
I'm hearing Western Michigan paid $0 to anybody.
I'm going to forget the money. No, I'm talking about the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So like, did the transfer portal impacted Western Michigan winning the national championship?
100%. Yeah, they got their goaltender and a forward, his brother, who are both from Warroad. Both were committed to Northern Michigan and Grandpa Tolney. He leaves, they leave.
Oh wow! Mm-hmm. So I wonder why my man left a DU. Michaels.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
You know,
and he doesn't have a national hockey. Did you watch the?
I did.
Okay, because I didn't. So like he doesn't have a National Hockey League contract. Big deal, right?
Yeah, big deal.
Well, how'd they win the national championship? This is the shortest winded you've ever been in the history of 9 to Noon and Beyond the Fizzle.
How did they win? Well, that's a great question, because I thought they should have lost to Minnesota State in the overtime game that they won.
Right.
But it gets down to one game. They had great goaltending. They weren't. They weren't the flashiest team, but they were big and physical and
were they like
grinded out, and they had enough scoring, and kinda. Yeah. Kinda they were, and they kind of built
from somebody.
Kind of built that way, but you know what? They did what they had to do to win the title, and good on them.
Well, the NIL. Kalamazoo go crazy.
Yeah.
The NIL would come from either Stryker Corporation, Pfizer Global Manufacturing, Whirlpool Corporation, and WK Kellogg Company. So they got some companies up there, Kalamazoo way. Don't second guess the NIL or the lack thereof.
I would concur.
How far are the Golden Gophers from winning a Frozen Four, and why?
I don't know, because I have a different feel for college hockey in terms of the parity in college hockey is ridiculous. Everybody has different ways of winning. Some teams are more talented. Some teams are, grinded out. But if you, any good coaching in college hockey, you can be number 50 in the country and beat number 1 in the country. That's how close it is.
Yeah.
It's not, that individual type of game where one individual can take over, and so it's really, really hard to win a college hockey championship in my opinion, because if you look at it, you may have a team with 6, 7, 8 first rounders. Mm-hmm. So what? You know what? You can put up a wall and defend all night.
Did Michigan win it that year? They had all those guys?
No, they did not.
Wow.
They did not. And so obviously you need a little luck, you need a little goaltending, and you got to be able to fight.
Need players.
You have to be able to fight through what is in front of you, and it's awfully hard. It's awfully hard.
All right, so give us your best 5 seconds or 5 minutes on each of these. How far is our St. Cloud State from winning a Frozen Four?
Same answer.
Duluth.
Same answer.
Mankato.
Same answer.
Bemidji.
Same answer.
St. Thomas.
Same answer.
Same answer.
Yeah, and you can go right on down the line.
Augustana.
Same answer.
Arizona State, North Dakota.
All right, Augustana They beat Denver this year. Okay.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they beat Denver. They've beaten all the top. They beat BU this year.
Wow.
Okay. So, that's my point. My point is that all these guys, they're all big, they're all strong, they all can skate. And that is the biggest difference in college hockey from now to compared to 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Everybody can skate. Everybody. That skating is not a weakness. And if you can skate and if you can check, then your team has a chance to win. Okay? That is the major difference, and that's why it's so hard to win.
How much does it play in maybe a Western Michigan roster? You mentioned transfer portal and all of those things. If they got a bunch of 23 and 24-year-olds running in, I mean, is that a yearly conversation in terms of a program like that making a run?
Same answer.
Older players?
Same answer.
Every team has some older guys. Every team has some younger guys.
Okay.
I don't know if you look at the age average of teams, some may be a year, some may be, a year and a half, but it doesn't, there's not a team that, grizzled with all 25-year-olds and so be it. That's the way you recruit to what your needs are. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they're going to be older guys.
Yep.
Sometimes you're going to, like at Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, all these places, guess what? Boston College, Boston U, they get the first rounders. That's where the first rounders want to go. Yep. Like it or not, if you're the head coach, you're not going to say, "Oh, Jimmy Snuggerud, we're not taking you because we want a 25-year-old guy." Right. It's just the way it is. Right, wrong, indifferent, who knows? But you're never going to turn away a high-level, talented player ever.
BU, lastly here, then to the pros. BU loses Celebrini and Will Smith.
Yeah.
Okay, they both go to the Sharks. And gets back to the final. I mean, that...
Yeah, but they had Cole Yzerman.
Yeah. That's
Cole
nice
Yzerman,
work still, losing players like that.
Who decommitted from Minnesota to go to Boston University, 21st overall pick by the New York Islanders.
Yeah.
They got, they lost Cole Hudson. Well, they have two other Hudsons that are playing.
Sweet Lou
and one is going to sign with the Edmonton Oilers today or tomorrow.
Jeez.
Okay? And so that's the way it is.
Who's Cameron Crotty? Defenseman.
He shot 12 under par in the...
I'm talking about the...
I have no idea.
Yeah.
When I in our group text, I'm saying Crotty.
I didn't understand that, and I don't know
didn't
who
understand
it is.
Me either.
Yeah, I still can't, but I didn't ask.
Come on, KG.
I mean, have you...
No, I don't know. And I think he played his first game. Right?
Have you? Yeah, right. And he gave up a goal in the first rush.
And that's
diseased.
and you're down Spurgeon and Middleton.
Yeah.
So
have you ever been hit in the throat by a puck?
I have not.
Like Spurgeon?
Oh my gosh!
Cow.
I know
that was super
how
scary.
Dangerous that is.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, he couldn't breathe. He was trying to reach out to the Russian on the other team. I can't remember his name. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, to get help. And I
couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
Faber had gotten smacked up there earlier this year, didn't he?
Ooh. Correct.
Even went to the hospital, but ended up not missing any time, I don't think.
Right. Yeah, and so it really put Minnesota in a tough position when you're out two guys that are crucial to your team, and all I'm hearing is no effort. Well,
when they're playing a guy you've never heard of, that's a difficult spot.
Yeah, I honestly, that was the first time I've heard his name.
Faber, the name Brock Faber just came up.
Yes.
33 minutes.
It's insane.
Second most of anybody in the NHL this year. Truly, how difficult is it doing what he did, playing 32 and high change?
Think about it. He's not playing that amount of minutes every night. Pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And he's getting hit every shift. You go try to retrieve a puck, right? And one of my thoughts watching the Vancouver game, they're down 2-0. They can't get anything going offensively. And if you want to get something going offensively, you need 5 guys, not 3. And so they had 3 going at it. Yeah, they had a lot of attempts and so forth, but you have to get your D core involved offensively. That opens things up.
You have to activate the D.
You activate the D. You got other. Then the D starts breaking up a little bit, and you have more time and space. And that's what happened in the third period.
Yeah.
But to their defense,
you tweeted that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that was a nice tweet.
And you
didn't want responses, so you put good night.
Yes,
this is beautiful.
Well, I had to. I just get so irritated because the effort's not there. Guess what? They were trying. But it's hard to do when you got 3 guys and you're going up against 4.
Right.
Vancouver sat back, right? Vancouver had like 10 shots on goal.
Right.
And, the effort's not there. They were trying.
Yeah. You didn't have enough characters to respond, is what you're saying.
I didn't have enough
video.
Patience. I'm sorry.
Make a 1-minute video.
You can't tell me that these guys are not trying. You don't think they want to make the playoffs? You don't think they're working hard? It may not look pretty. And guess what? They didn't work any harder in the third period. What happened was, their D started getting a little bit more involved, and then you could see them have that time and space to make things happen. And guess what? They made things happen.
Activate the D. How much do you think
I'm sorry for my rant.
I love it. How much do you expect Boyum to play starting tomorrow night?
A ton.
Right.
A ton.
Is it circumstantial?
We sometimes we try to
ease him in.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's not.
Hold on. I want to. I just want to take a deep breath.
I can't
before you make him sound like Cale Makar. Okay, and coming,
which I'm not going to.
Okay, but see, he wasn't eased in, and they went out and won the cup. So let's not ease in Boyum.
Right.
So go ahead and explain.
Well, no, he's going to play. He's an elite player. He was. How they got him in the draft as late as they did, it is beyond me.
Late? What do you mean? They traded up to like 13 or 16, right?
They got him at 11.
Okay,
right?
11, yeah.
Okay.
That ain't late.
That's late.
Okay.
That's late for an elite player.
Got it.
Okay?
No, okay.
I mean, very elite.
Jeez. I'm sorry, Andy Von Helleman. You're sitting over here nodding at me, Wayne Gretzky.
You want another donut?
God, I come here to do a show with Pat Micheletti and Brian Trottier rolls in.
I mean, he is. He'll go into the game on Tuesday, and you'll see guys that come into the league fearful of making a mistake. He doesn't play like that.
Reckless abandon.
Yeah. He's like, I'm here. I'm playing up against you. I'm going to beat you. That's the edge that he plays with. Of course he's going to make mistakes. Every player out there makes a mistake every night.
But can you yes, you can play that way versus the Anaheimers.
He's skilled enough.
Yeah.
And he's smart enough.
But it's going to be a little different playing that way in your first game against the skeletal remains of Ryan Getzlaf.
Yeah.
Compared to Mark Stone and Eichel and those cats you're going to hook over the weekend.
But elite players play better when they're with other elite players or better players.
Great point.
Always.
Yep.
If you're put on a line with Wayne Gretzky or I'm not going to name any names because it's not fair to people who I would be. But guess what? If you have any ounce of intelligence, you're going to succeed.
Do you pair him with Brodin?
I would pair him with Brock Faber, to be quite honest. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because Brock is such an intelligent player, and just that, like we saw in the Four Nations.
That's nice,
right? In the Four Nations,
is Boyum fast? Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Okay, when they switch,
Chris Pronger fan line's broken out.
When they switch Faber, the pairing in the Four Nations, all of a sudden Brock Faber was playing the most of any D. Why? Because he's smart. He knew I don't have to be offensive tonight.
Yeah,
I can sit back and play good D and make the smart plays and allow William to flourish offensively.
Yep.
He's smart enough, and he gets it, and that's why I think they'd be a great pair.
You're an elite hockey mind, and I'm not. So you're going to start yelling at me and nodding at me as you were last time, like I said something stupid, and I completely understand that and accept it.
Okay.
So 3-2 with the Anaheimers. All right?
Yes.
It's I had completely forgot.
That's okay. Shout out to Jackson Lacombe, former Gopher, is moved up their depth chart. He is one.
Zuccarello.
Yes.
3-2. Fantastic story after the Vancouver win at the Athletic by Michael Russo. and the impact Matt Zuccarello has after they lose certain games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kaprizov doubled down on it, being like, if we lose a game like that, he's the only one who talks. But then, like this time, admonishing, getting after them, whatever goes into being the true leader Zuccarello is. He then came through in the game and carried him in the game. I mean, that's high-end stuff right there.
We're going to be better tomorrow night.
Yes.
He gets the game-winning goal.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
That's leadership.
And that's leadership, and that's also acknowledging, you know what, we didn't have our best tonight. And guess what? You're not going to have your best, but you acknowledge it, and you go out and you tell everybody, hey, we're a good team. We've done this. Look what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's go.
How do you handle Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, and Brandon Nimmo against JoJo tonight? Old Joe Ryan.
Vientos.
You got Vientos too. And
I walk them
against old JoJo Ryan. Man, he's pretty good.
I walk them.
Dauber's down a little bit on the Twins right now.
I love the Mets this year.
You do?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
They showed me last year, and now they had Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
So how do you handle the Hal and Luka and LeBron?
You have
Luka
a
and LeBron minus 200.
Okay, you have a meeting today, and you say, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
The officials are not going to be on our side. If we don't let the outside noise, the officials have an impact on how we play.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah,
LeBron, you don't tell me you don't think LeBron's going to get the calls? And Luka?
They're afraid to call fouls on him when the crowd's loud.
They got Luka. They got LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay. Put the officials aside and let's play.
When the crowd's loud at crypto.com.
Yeah.
And it's a 50-50 call late in a close game, go ahead and take a peek back at it.
Yeah.
They never call the foul on LeBron. It's human nature, man.
And you think it's going to change?
No, I don't expect it to change.
So find a way.
Correct. You're playing,
I like our Hall, though.
You're
you know what? You win 17 out of your last 21.
Mm-hmm.
You going into the playoffs feeling good.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Okay.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
That's Pat Micheletti at PatMick2626. News do no.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Meaningful Beauty, the famed skincare brand created by iconic supermodel Cindy Crawford. It's her secret to absolutely gorgeous skin. Meaningful Beauty makes powerful and effective skincare simple, and it's loved by millions of women. It's formulated for all ages and all skin tones and types, and it's designed to work as a complete skincare system, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. I recommend starting with Cindy's full regimen, which contains all 5 of her best-selling products, including the amazing youth-activating melon serum. This next-generation serum has the power of melon leaf stem cell technology. It's melon leaf stem cells encapsulated for freshness and released onto the skin to support a visible reduction in the appearance of wrinkles. With thousands of glowing 5-star reviews, why not give it a try? Subscribe today and you can get the amazing Meaningful Beauty system for just $49.95. That includes our introductory 5-piece system, free gifts, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. All of that available at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Catch the new Hulu original comedy, Mid-Century Modern, from the creators of Will and Grace, executive producer Ryan Murphy, and director James Burrows. When 3 best friends move in together, Palm Springs will never be the same. Bunny, Jerry, and Arthur are already close friends. But when they decide to live together, it's a new chapter with a new family. And speaking of family, don't forget Bunny's mom, Sybil, who's along for the ride. Whether it's a trip to Fire Island or a local congresswoman with a wild side, these roomies know how to do it with style. They're fun, they're fabulous, and they're turning life's lemons into spiked lemonade. So shake up a batch of cocktails, relax by the pool, and get ready for some serious shade. A new comedy with heart, soul, and sass. Mid-Century Modern stars Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer, Nathan Lee Graham, and Linda Lavin. All episodes of Mid-Century Modern are now streaming on Hulu.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out. Procrastination. Putting it off. Kicking the can down the road. In. Plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out. Carpet. In the bathroom. Like, why? In. Knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Lord is now.
Welcome back. It is News du Nord, and News du Nord is always brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. You can go to the website, event details for cool stuff going on all year long, and just set your calendars. You know that the Derby, Kentucky Derby, is just a few weeks away. Big party at Canterbury, but live racing is going to start up, I believe, in May as well. But you're feeling the felt. Poker, blackjack, and table games all year round. And having some sips at Chips. CanterburyPark.com is the spot to go. And waited many, many, many years to do it. But Rory McIlroy is finally a Masters champion.
Rory back and through. And he's made it! He's done it! It's a Grand Slam roar at Augusta National. Rory McIlroy on his knees, bent down in emotion, clutching his head. He's won the Masters. He's won all the Grand Slam events. He's the sixth in the history of the game to enter golf's greatest group.
That courtesy of Mike Tirico. You heard it on the radio. You saw it on TV. Jim Nantz, of course, in Butler Cabin interviewing Rory McIlroy following the playoff. How about Justin Rose, by the way? Amazing start to the tournament. Then he drops back, nearly disastrous, comes charging on Sunday, ends up forcing a playoff. There are maybe 7 or 8 playoffs that have taken place in the last 40, 50 years. Justin Rose, sadly, on the wrong side of the last 2. It was Sergio Garcia 8 or 9 years ago that beat Justin Rose in a playoff, and it was Rory McIlroy on the first hole. They go back to the 18th. That's how the playoff holes work in the Masters. They went back to the 18th.
So you think if there had been another playoff, do they go to the 17th?
I don't know which hole they go to.
I was thinking that after the 18th.
But yeah, well, I'll find that out. But you have Rory McIlroy finally completing the Grand Slam. I think the last major that he had won was nearly a decade ago. Storming onto the scene, can't stop him now. He's got the Nike logo on his chest like Tiger did. How many majors can this cat win? And then it was crickets for a number of years. And he found his way to that elusive Masters green jacket. And it was an awesome end of the tournament yesterday. DeChambeau completely crumbled. You had Oberg/Aberg making a charge. Micheletti's guy, Shane Lowry, was playing his way into top 4, top 5 contention. Really cool tournament. I see people every time we have one of these things now. It is spoken in hyperbole. Oh, I can't believe the last time I saw these tournaments generally are very good, and this weekend's was no exception. But it was cool to see Rory. You know, I don't know how much of a fan favorite he is per se in golf, but I don't think there's animus. I don't think there's polarizing opinions at a high level, at least regarding Rory. And knowing if you follow golf and you knew how long it's taken him to get to where he found himself yesterday, most people were probably pretty happy that Rory finally completed the Grand Slam.
Well, I'm with you on all of that because I was wondering the same thing because the roar and or ovation and response he was getting from the Augusta throng was that of affection.
Yeah.
So it, like I said to Dockett earlier, is it got Tiger Woods loud there for a minute. Like I had to turn my TV down a little bit. And that was of adoration.
Well, I think there's part of it too where
he hadn't won the Masters.
Well, but you roll down there,
and I'm there,
and you're eating your pimento cheese sandwiches.
Yeah,
I got to ask this, and there's a lot of hardcore golfers. We got a ton of courses, ton of hardcore golfers.
Sam Darnold in the egg salad sandwich.
Golf fans. So when the Minneapolis Miracle took place, that was kind of the most jubilant experience, at least in person, that I've had as a Vikings fan.
That's the loudest I've ever heard the building.
And we're hugging in the Vox box. They're trying to climb into the Vox box and hug us all. Jonathan Gannon is pounding on glass. Microsoft Surfaces are being hoisted into the air.
Money managers are jumping on tables.
So what I was thinking about yesterday, and I can't remember, it was an unbelievable shot. May have been Rory, maybe DeChambeau got himself into the mix, doesn't matter. But amazing shot. And then you see the crowd, and the galleries are massive, and they're paying him off with a huge applause. And I saw these two guys, mid-40s, late 40s, golf fans to be sure. I mean, I don't think they were there just for the heck of it. They didn't get dragged to the tournament. But they're giving each other high fives and then hugging. And I was just thinking,
at the end of it or during it?
No, this was not the Rory game winner. This was just a really good shot.
Well, somebody cashed something on an in-round wager. I mean, that's the only thing that I can guess.
Well, that's why I was just trying to figure out, like, you're an adult and you're at a golf tournament, which is super cool, enjoying it. Again, I probably would have a blast at a tournament, no doubt. But my favorite team that I have rolled with for the duration of my life that makes me a rube.
Yeah.
That's how I would handle a jubilant playoff victory like I saw during the Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah.
Just seeing a great shot from Oberg on an approach, I'm not high-fiving and hugging the person next to me.
Let me lay it out like this. In this day and age of 2025 and online wagering or wagering through your phones. So if we know we're going to this round and it's legal and you spot up for $25 on Patrick Reed to make a putt of 25 feet or longer and you get 40 to 1, okay, and he makes one, you ain't out of that chair high-fiving me? Bro, I mean, come on, let's be straight here. You ain't out of that chair high-fiving me? You ain't keeping it quiet, either am I.
Well, here's what I'll say, though, because there's
my only guess is what it could be.
Well, no, and not to belabor this, it's holes, they alternate between 18 and 10, by the way, in sudden death playoff holes.
That's a long-ass walk.
They would have gone to 10, then they would have gone back to 18. Damn. So no phones or electronic devices are allowed while you're out there.
That's why you made it in the parking lot.
So I mean,
you knew what hole you'd be at, and he's still in contention.
Now, if there's a guy with a pen and a pad that's losing his mind and doing a little check sign,
that'd be us.
That might be.
I mean, that's old school bookmaking. Thus, the origin of the term chalk. Okay, so if I say that the Lakers are chalk in this series against the Wolves, what does that mean?
If the Lakers are chalk, that means that they're the favorite. And they're going to roll. Yeah,
it's because
they should roll.
It's because the chalk is the favorite. It's because, back when bookmakers, not everything was over a telephone, certainly no cell phone, stuff like that. They would write the odds on a board, and the favorite was always the top chalk. It was put in chalk, so therefore you're the chalk.
So I was just kind of jealous of those rubes.
Yeah.
I mean, think about
you didn't have Patrick Reed at 45 to 1 for a putt of 21 feet or longer.
Well, I'm just thinking that in their minds, when you just see a really cool shot and you've been hacking it up, shooting 95 at Stonewood and Shakopee for most of your adult life.
Yeah.
And you just see Patrick Reed just absolutely crush one.
Yeah.
And you're high-fiving and hugging your buddy.
Yeah.
That has to be, of Rube moments, that has to be among the best of them. Money on the line, nothing on the line.
Yeah.
Picture the rubidity in the hearts of those adults.
Or narcissism and lack of self-awareness. Now, that'd be too much narcissism, and here's why. Because you watch enough, you know where the cameras are. And you know when the camera, it's like at Wild Games. I'm like, all of a sudden the puck's far right, and they're heading left, and there are 4 ladies or 4 people looking up, waving at the camera.
That's true.
I'm like, damn, man. I mean, you're so dialed into making sure you get on TV, so when you can watch the DVR with Billy, Johnny, Christy, Susie, Tamika, and Antoine, you know exactly where to fast forward to, and you know you're going to be on camera.
Oh,
That might be it.
Don't ruin this Rube moment. I'm just picturing the innocents. These guys in their late 40s.
No.
I can't believe this guy just did that.
It's 2025. Man.
Yeah, I haven't.
Innocence went the way of 72.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. Congratulations to Rory and all involved.
Yep.
To the Minnesota Twins, congratulations to them. At least winning yesterday, PA. They won 5-1. Simeon Woods-Richardson gets the W. It was lopsided, a little early offense from the Twins, a couple of runs in the first couple of innings. That did, however, cap off losing a 2 of 3, as you said earlier. They were meatloafed at home. Did not like that. The Twins are 5-11. They're 4.5 games back in the division. Next up for them, Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan's been pretty damn good this season, by the way.
Yeah.
2.6 ERA.
He was a dog against the Royals.
15 Ks and no walks, and he did go 7 strong in that most recent start against the Royals. He did give up 4 against the Astros a week and a half ago or so, but was really good early on against the Cards, too. So Joe Ryan on the mound, hopefully expecting a lower scoring affair, but the Metropolitans are in town. The New York Mets are here to face the Twins, trying to find offense, trying to find, victories at this stage.
Consistency.
Consistency, that's a better word for it, indeed.
This is the second time it's gotten loud and hot. And, I mean, the Miranda bit on Saturday, I mean, it caused not only Mouse, but all of Twins Nation to just get vitriolic on the social media machine.
Yeah.
And it happened, it was the stretch. Yeah, it was earlier in the season around the White Sox series. Unbelievably loud. Not doing this, not doing that. Having a home run game out. They always win the next game.
Right.
So it's like when it gets the hottest and the loudest, they win. And they did so to improve to 5-11. But consistency, just stringing together a couple here, 2, 3. We'll take 2 in a row. We'll take 2 in a row and then lose Tuesday.
Yeah, why not?
You know what I'm saying?
You need more from Carlos Correa. You need more from Byron Buxton. Sadly, that's become a consistent theme. Where's Royce Lewis? Will we ever know? And, of course, I believe it's a calf strain with Pablo Lopez, hoping he comes back. And it's kind of brutal, the vitriol. Like, the text line was kind of blowing up a little bit. Western Michigan goes and wins the Frozen Four. And they hear about transfer portal. And that's why I was asking about the age thing, because I always see that if you're thinking about the Gophers, tough beat in overtime, tripping penalty, this, that, and the other thing. They gave up, they had, 3-1 or 4-1 in the third period, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
3-1, then they had to tie it up to get to OT. Anytime the Gophers are on people's minds, they'll bring up, hey, look at all these mature players. Look at these guys in their 4th and 5th year. We take the Jimmy Snuggeroods, and this other team is hoisting a trophy, and the Gophers have been waiting more than 2 decades now. But there's like Motzko vitriol. Why isn't Motzko on the hot seat? I have seen a ton of that lately with Rocco Baldelli, a franchise in flux, if you will, whether it's the ownership situation, and now Rocco is just absolutely getting piled on, which and hardcore Twins fan, 64686, happy to hear about it. In terms of a team, the expectations tepidly favored in the AL Central, and they did not make significant moves in the offseason. Ty France might be their biggest acquisition, that sort of thing. To now where they're at, I'm just curious where, if the Rocco, is it just, well, something's got to happen, so it's got to be Rocco. But the hardcore Twins attendance is really down at Target Field right now. The entire aura around the baseball team is just absolutely hideous in every single regard.
Well, there are, man, that was a lot. That there are myriad because I've followed the attendance or the lack thereof from afar, a little more closely than some other things. And I think they had a 12. They had a 12 and change, which was like second smallest history of the building or something like that. One of the smallest this year, 12,000 and change. And so in thinking about it, I don't exactly know what face value ticket prices are. Concessions at nearly all pro sporting event.
Oh, through the roof.
They're exorbitant.
Yeah.
Okay. You got grocery prices. You have people with their lives, and maybe they ain't getting raises. Or maybe I don't know what's going on with people's lives. You know what I'm saying, though.
I get you.
It's like over the course of a year, your covenant takes personal hits, and you develop budgets, and this is what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. Well, then you look at it like the aura with the team is that where two of the players people want to pay money to watch. Royce Lewis and Byron Buxton. Byron of late, up until of late, we're not playing. Okay, well, I'm going to wait for those two to play. I'm going to wait to go to a night game when it's not in the high 40s, low 50s. And also, I don't think it's unfair to present the fact that the perception is the conglomerate, whomever it is running the team, the owners, but it's in limbo, as everybody knows.
Yeah.
That they're not as committed as the public wants them to be to making the team better. And that's a long, winding conversation about people getting into generational money that they've earned. It's their own. They got grandkids, they got great-grandkids, they got great-great-grand. I mean, it's their right to start a business, crush with the business, and choose to do what they want to do with their non-organizational money that they've earned from the organization.
Yeah.
It also is the fans' choices to not go to the games or not watch them. So really, it comes, as steely as that is, I think it does come down to that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, I do wonder how much goodwill was truly lost a couple of years ago when you make that little mini run that you did. You finally get the playoff losing streak off your back.
Yep.
And then they cut the way they did, combined with some of the, I mean, you got to be worn down and tired at one point when the joke persists. Where can we actually watch this baseball game? Some broadcast rights.
Oh, wow.
I mean, all of that.
I didn't even think about the TV side of it. Remember this time last year with you and I, mostly me, how pissed off I was getting.
Yeah.
That it's like, I'm not going to be the rube that's like, I should be able to sit in the sinkhole and do what I've done the first 58 years of my life. Let's say 54 years of my life, starting to watch the Baltimore Orioles in 1971. Turn on the TV, hit a channel, and there's my baseball team.
Yeah.
And it's not that, it's like, cool, I'll pay $100. Where do I pay $100? Oh, cool, I pay for extra innings, which I don't anymore. Oh, okay, I can't get it there because it's blacked out locally. I mean, it was such a freaking conundrum, that Bally Sports North L situation that was transpiring.
It was.
And just kept going on and everything. I don't care if I'm in the Comcast covenant. I don't care if I have to take 12 minutes and 61 seconds, which technically would be 13 minutes and a second, to find channel 1261. I don't care, okay? It's committed to memory now. It's part of the previous covenant.
Yeah.
I'm watching. Why? Because it's easy.
Right.
And it's been easy for a long time. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's supposed to be easy. Because guess what? A lot of things in life aren't easy. And that's one that's supposed to be easy. So when it wasn't easy, it pissed people off. And people are going to get pissed off to a certain extent from last year and not come back.
Yeah.
Okay, so then now you're pissed off at that. So now you're back. The two most popular players aren't playing. There's an Eeyore-like cloud hovering over the ownership situation. It's like you get Harrison Bader and or Ty France late in the equation because the outgoing group is like, yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, I know. We got to fill out a roster. Yeah, just do it, okay? That's not how it went, or was it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're just the hype machine with this situation. It's just light.
It is.
The hope selling, the hype machine, we're going to win Twins. Now, the weather's getting better. Night games are going to be in the 60s and the 70s, and it's a beautiful thing to do X amount of times a year. Take Billy, Johnny, Christy, Susie, Tamika, Antoine, Ava, Stella, Derek, Nicole, whomever, X amount of times during the summer. Now, that whole evening may stick you $250. Okay. And not everybody can be stuck $250 for a night of entertainment X amount of times during the year.
Right.
And $250 may be minimum if you're bringing 4. But it's an unbelievably cool vibe to go to a baseball game, even if you stay for 5 or 6 innings. And that kind of re-sparked with me, with all due respect to the local group, with Coley going to school in Colorado. Like, I hadn't been to a Twins game in X amount of years. Well, I started going to Rockies games and bringing Nicole. And then I'm like, damn, man, this is Coors Field's immortality, but this is really, really cool, man.
I guess they kind of fill out that place too, don't they?
Coors Field?
Yeah.
The Colorado Rockies somehow, some way have perhaps the greatest scam going in all of pro sports. Here's the scam. They're always terrible, and they're always sold out.
Yeah.
They're sold out basically close to sold out every game from like mid-May on. And you got the Rocky Mountains to the foothills to the Rocky Mountains to the left. You got downtown Denver to the right. You got the smell of your favorite dispensary in the air to mesh with your favorite brat, and they just go to be there.
Wow.
And they're pulling it off, man.
So they go to the dispensary first.
I would imagine.
And then about, let's say, a half hour, 40 minutes later, they roll in through the turnstiles.
Yeah, you just answered a question for me. I was always wondering why the concession prices at Coors Field are about as low as I've seen at any pro sporting event, because they know they can't lose.
Correct.
People are going to come in. They're going to watch 2 innings. They're not going to be able to withstrain. They're restrained. They're not. They're going to be like, nope. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat. And then all of a sudden, the munchies hit inning 3.
Nacho helmet,
$39 nacho helmet to go with candy and Coca-Cola and the beer of your choice.
Oh, my goodness!
This brat with all of this unbelievable fixing type stuff on it, and they just crush.
Oh, that's News du Nord, brought to you 6:40 first pitch tonight. Joe Ryan, go Twins, beat the Mets, make it 2 in a row,
right.
And let's turn this thing around. News du Nord brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com.
We want the Twins to win. We want to win, Twins. We want them to score. 2 in a row, 4 Rock go. 2 in a row, 4 Rock go. Let's go get that thing tonight. All right, now the Timberwolves and the Lakers were purposely left out of News du Nord because the next couple of segments involve that series, those players, and those teams. And we will get into that around the corner at FM 100.3 KFAN, the sports leader.
Have you ever felt that uneasy anxiety when the 4 p.m. hour strikes? The creeping meal-related distress that happens when you don't quite feel prepared? You know, dinner dread. Let's get rid of that unpleasant feeling forever with one word. Stouffer's. No matter what happens, you'll have a dinner plan that everyone loves with Stouffer's. Some chicken enchiladas or a cheesy chicken and broccoli pasta bake is always welcome, whether it's Plan A or Plan D-licious. When the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's. Shop now for family favorites. PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.